Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Crochet, and today I'm here with a video I thought I would do because I have recently gotten back into crochet and I feel like I have learned the things that I really need in order to be a crocheter. So these are things that I've like tried and tested, and I could not imagine doing a project without these things. And I will say, I do still consider myself a pretty beginner crocheter. I've known how to crochet. I mean, I learned when I was in like Girl Scouts when I was like 10, but then in college I got really into knitting and I dabbled in crochet a little bit, but I was 100% a knitter. I loved knitting. I made all these knitting projects and I just felt so much more comfortable knitting. And then once I graduated college, I stopped and I did not pick it up really until a couple years ago, where I got back into crochet because I really wanted to make some little cute animals. And so I'm obsessed with crocheting now, and I'm still learning. If you've watched any of my vlogs and videos, I am still learning a lot, especially about making clothes, but I have made animals before. I've made just a bunch of different things and blankets. I definitely made blankets when I was in college. That was like the only thing I really made. I had granny store blanket and a chevron blanket, but these are like my absolute must-haves if you're gonna get into crochet, or if you are a crocheter and you didn't even realize you might need some of these things, and the brands that I love as well. And I will link everything down below if you are interested in, but I will go ahead and get to it. So the first thing, crochet hooks. There are so many that you can use. If you are a beginner and you don't want to spend a ton of money, grab your regular metal hooks that you can get online, any craft store, Michael's, I'm pretty sure like the Dollar Tree even has them, Walmart, and you can get any crochet hooks pretty much anywhere. My favorite, however, are the Clover crochet hooks. So they look like this. They have like a little bit of a grippy. These are plastic, the larger sizes, but the smaller sizes are like a bit of a more metal material, but you can definitely tell like this rubber is a little bit softer and this rubber feels like a little bit more plasticky from the small versus the larger. But I have the small pack and the large pack, and I also got my grandma, who is 90 years old. She crochets still. She crochets a lot of like baby hats and baby blankets. I got her these Clover hooks because she was saying her arthritis was really bad. I think that just the shape of these, it has like a flat part right here for your thumb, and it just like feels so nice holding this. This is like the perfect width, I feel like, to make it easy to hold and hurt less when you crochet. If you've noticed that at all, I do get a little pain in my wrist as I crochet, so I do want to look into possibly if it gets worse. Hasn't been too bad lately. That was when I was like hardcore and it was like tighter. Right now I'm making a granny square cardigan and it's such loose stitches that it does not hurt, but like if I'm really like tightly crocheting, that hurts my wrist. But I'm gonna look for like maybe some compression gloves or something to see if it helps. But these help tremendously. They're so smooth, like you cannot go back. I hadn't bought the bigger pack yet, and I had to use like a normal metal hook, and I hated it. It just doesn't feel as good. And these are so smooth when you crochet. I feel like I crochet faster with these, and I'm obsessed. None of this is sponsored either. Like, I am a nobody in the crochet world. These are just what I love. And when people on TikTok were talking about the Clover hooks, they're not lying. So these are all that I have. You just need to buy the 2 packs. They are a little bit pricey, but they're so worth it. And if you need an individual size, they do sell them individually, but I just bought the 2 packs on Amazon, and I just keep them in a little mug when I need them. And they're my favorite. My dog ate one of them too. She ate my 6mm when I wasn't home. Usually she ends up eating something when I'm on trips because my sister's not keeping a close enough eye on her, and she chewed the bottom of it off, so I had to get a new one. So now I never leave it around anywhere for her to potentially get. But definitely crochet hooks. Clover crochet hooks, link down below, magic. Then I also feel like this is kind of self-explanatory, but they do sell like specific crochet yarn craft bags. But get a tote bag. Get something that you can just keep your project in and carry around. This is also a great excuse to get a tote bag anytime you travel. I recently got this at New York when I was in New York City in May, and it's so cute. It has just like all the icons for New York, and whenever I travel now, I get a little tote bag that would be perfect for my project. So like I have one from Magic Kingdom. I have a bunch from like independent bookstores that I've been to, and they're perfect for my project. So get yourself like a dedicated project bag, because then also, like I said, like my dog will get into it. She will like try to carry yarn even though she doesn't eat it. She'll just like take it and she'll try to eat my crochet hooks. So you might not have that problem, but it's just nice to keep everything organized in your bag. So tote bag. just get tote bags, collect them. Going in the tote bag, I think a zippered pouch, I have like random little balls of yarn from my last project in here that got wrapped around here, and now I don't know where the end is. I don't think it knows where the end is. Okay. Yes, there we go. Oh, this is a, like, this, not good. These tops, I have some of them I've pop off. These are like cheap ones from Amazon. So it does matter what you get. So I had this because I didn't have a small enough one and I had to order a separate one. But I have a zipper pouch. So I have had a couple of these gifted to me actually. So this one says knitting because murder is wrong that a friend got me. And another friend got me one that actually says peace, love, crochet on it. So those two I'll use. You can just get them off of Amazon. I'm sure there are a million places that have a little zipper pouch, but I use this and I always throw it into my project bag. So this is a zipper pouch that has all of my necessities inside. So we will go ahead and get to the other necessities that I think you should have. Oh yeah, because like I have like a bunch of random hooks in here. So this is a great place to keep your hooks in. The ends of my scissors always fall off. But the first thing I have is actually a gift for my mom. I don't know if they have these anymore. I think she got this for me a long time ago. I think this was like college that she gave this for me, but she gave me a little tin full of essentials, and I think they sell these like little packs different places, but inside of it has a magnet for tapestry needles, so I always know where my tapestry needles are. I've bought a couple more that I also just keep in here. Tapestry needles are needles for sewing in your ends, and it's a must, and they're so tiny though that I like having them up here. And then tape measure is a must, for sure, and that's also in here. I do have another really cute one though that I got as well. So tape measures for sure if you're making like, especially like clothes or something, you need to measure something, always have a tape measure on hand. So we have that, and then I also have in here, which are important, which are stitch markers. You can get the basic. These are everywhere. They're super cheap. They're little like clip ones, and I use these all the time. But if you're knitting, you can actually buy like super cute different little stitch markers that fit. You can't use these on crochet because you have to be able to put it in and take it off, and these, there's no like opening. They only slide when you get to your stitch on knitting. So crochet, I always use these little stitch markers, and then these are like little scissors. So that's what stays in this tin. It came with the needles and the tape measure, and I don't remember what else it came with, but that is my little like tin of necessities that I love. I'm sure they have these like on Etsy and places, a little tin of what you would need. So yes, having all those things in here readily available is amazing, and it just sticks right into my bag. I also have, I can link them down below. These are my new favorite scissors to use because some that I was using, so I did get these, and oh my gosh, the end keeps on falling off. I just put it back on and then it gets lost in here. We have these that like are supposed to have this little cap here, and then it's supposed to stay on, but this keeps on sliding off, and this is so annoying. So I don't think I'm going to keep this in here. These are like Singer ones. And then I did have these, and these were not sharp enough to cut my yarn, especially when I was using like blanket yarn, like burlap blanket yarn. So I finally settled with these, and these are my favorite. They're cute and they're sharp. So they do have no problem cutting, and this has a very long cover. So those are my scissors. Always have a pair of scissors handy because you always need scissors when you are crocheting. So cute little scissors that can also slide right into here. So those are my things that you'll need that you will keep in your little crochet bag. And I like to move like from room to room when I'm crocheting as well. I will move from like upstairs in my bedroom to downstairs to my loft. So having everything just readily available is amazing. That's what I love. Okay, then I do have something that I recently found. My mom actually showed it to me. I don't remember the person who makes these, but I will link their shop down below. It is a yarn holder. So I am someone who is a middle pull girly. I will pull from the middle all day, every day. I hate going from the outside. However, if I am doing something color-wise, especially if it's like a 6-day star blanket, and I need specific colors to match up, sometimes I am forced to go from the outside. And when I do that, it is super easy. You just stick this on here, pull from the outside, and it will... It is 3D printed. I got the heart one. They sell like handhold ones too. So if you want to like walk and crochet, you can like put it on your wrist, and this is the bottom, and it like doesn't come off, I don't think, because right now like this can come off. That was a loud noise. I believe these are 3D printed, so It's amazing. I would just put it on my bed or on a side table and I am not hating my life and my yarn is not falling everywhere. So this is a must-have. I saw them. My mom had shared it with me. She's like, look how cute these are. Immediately ordered one. And I want more, even though I really don't need more. I only need one, but I got the cute pink heart one and it's amazing. Amazing, no matter which way you roll. I think this is a must-have, which I did not have before. I only recently got that. But the next one is yarn. So if you're like, where do I buy yarn? What kind of yarn do I buy? I will share the few places that I buy yarn. As someone who lives in the United States, the first place I did buy yarn almost exclusively was Joann's. They're gone, but you don't have to get fancy. So I will literally use the basic Red Heart and Karen. So this is the Karen 1 pound. I actually love buying the Karen 1 pound. I got both of these during the Joann's closing sale, but this lasts forever. I usually buy this when I'm doing like blankets or something because it's so much yarn, and you can get this at Michael's, I know for sure now. So I will definitely be shopping at Michael's. I know that Red Heart is also at Walmart. And I recently discovered, I think it's Hobby, so Hobbii. They have gorgeous yarn, and I think that they are from Denmark, but they have free shipping. So I got 6 skeins of yarn and that was enough to get free shipping, and I'm currently using 3 of the skeins for a hexagon cardigan I'm making, and this is the other color I picked for a hexagon cardigan. So Hobby yarn I think is gorgeous. I really like this. And then I do know that Hobby Lobby has yarn. I don't love their yarn selection. I recently got my first couple skeins from them. I never go there because it's just not that big of a yarn selection, and they don't have a lot of skeins out on the shelves. Like there was one that I was interested in, they only had 3 and I needed 4 for my project, so I didn't buy it. But I do know that Yarn Inspirations I've also ordered from, and they have a lot of yarn as well. So those are my go-tos for buying yarn. You can go to yarn shops, they just get very expensive, so I usually visit yarn shops when I'm traveling as like a little memento from where I go, and I'll treat myself to like 2 or 3 skeins of a color. But usually I stick with your regular old acrylic yarn. I still have a lot of fun using this. So that's where I get my yarn. And that is really it. That was a short and sweet video. You do not need a ton to get started. If you really, really want to, you just need a hook and yarn. That's it. But it'd be helpful to have some scissors. It'd be helpful to have a tape measure. It would be very helpful to have a bag to hold all your stuff in, and then a pouch to hold all your supplies in. So you can start cheap. You can just get your regular old hooks from Amazon, from a craft store. But I will say, if you want the best experience, Clover is the way to go. But everything else, I'm a pretty minimalist when it comes to crocheting, so that is really it for me. Let me know in the comments if you have anything that you are like, I cannot live without this as a crocheter. I would love to hear. But if you are getting into it and you really do want to take it seriously, just splurge on the nice hooks. They make such a difference. And find a pair of scissors that you like, find a cute pouch and a cute bag, and just get crocheting. So, and the yarn doesn't have to be expensive. I use my cheap yarn to make my fun projects. My hexagon cardigan that I made that was pink with really cute gray squares on the back was made out of, I think, Big Twist, which is not available anymore, but what might be from Michael's, which is kind of comparable to Red Heart, and Karen pound yarn. So you don't need to get fancy with what you make. You can if you want to, but it's not bad if you want to just stay simple. So those are my go-tos for staples of being a crocheter. Again, let me know what you think is a staple, a must-have when you do crochet. Let me know. And that is all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.